President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. buoyed by the latest PSA announcement, citing a 0.5% drop in inflation last month, presided over the latest sectoral huddle with trade and industry officials, in which he approved the department's 6-year export plan that our Melalas Morris hashes over in this report.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said the continuing decline of the inflation rate of the country is encouraging news for the Philippine economy. According to the chief executive, this piece of news is very welcome as it proves the administration is heading toward the right direction.
Today we received encouraging news that our inflation rate has now gone down. Our headline inflation rate has gone down from the former 6.6% to 6.1%. And our employment figures are also improving. And so it would seem that we have started off in the right direction, on the right foot. Tama naman yata ang ating ginawang mga polisiya para pabuhayin ulit at gawing masigla ulit ang ating ekonomiya.
During today's sectoral meeting in Malacanang, the issue on inflation was also brought up. According to Trade and Industry Secretary Alfredo Pascual, President Marcos has directed him to continue monitoring developments and keep on thinking of ways to keep the situation under control.
Ang solution dyan nga, yung remove the bottlenecks. Kasi there are two types of inflation we're watching, yung food inflation tsaka non-food. Sa food inflation, one source of increases in prices is because of bottlenecks in the supply chain.
Meanwhile, to further boost the economy, the President also approved the proposed Philippine Export Development Plan 2023 to 2028 of the DTI.
Philippine Export Development Plan 2023-2028 sets a clear direction and pragmatic approach for transforming the country's export landscape. By promoting investments, facilitating trade, and developing key industry clusters, the plan aims to achieve substantial export growth and establish the Philippines as a producer of high-value products and services.
Under the PEDP, there are 3 strategic actions to develop the export clusters, which include addressing production constraints, developing a strong innovative export ecosystem, and increasing the Philippines' global market share.
I mentioned we're laggard in export, particularly in the export of goods, in merchandise exports. But we are rather doing better and sometimes can be considered ahead of our neighboring countries in the export of services. Typical example of these services are those offered by the BPOs, the IT BPM sector, IT Information Technology and BPM Business Process Management.
On other issues, Saudi Arabia just announced it will cut daily production by 1 million barrels beginning July, which could result to higher oil prices. But what will be its ultimate effect to the prices of commodities in the country?
May impact yan, siyempre, pag tumaas yung price ng oil. Pero ang tingin ko nga, baka hindi naman magresulta ng pagtaas overall, kundi na-maintain lang where it is, para hindi na bumaba.
Likewise, the Trade Secretary had this to share.
I'll be going to Brussels towards the end of June to follow up on the EU GSP Plus and also potentially a free trade agreement with the EU.
Melalas Morris for the Nation.